Hey you, Blind Beauty here. I am checking in with Industry's Most Wanted all the way from Delaware. We are in Atlanta and we're ready to get it started.
I gave you just a dose of your own medicine. Now I'm a monster. You had me fucked up. You thought I roll over, but I got a new man and he's coming over. But you made this mine.
Hey, what's going on? It is your girl, TampaMystic, and we are back right here live. Where are we at?
Industries.
The big one.
Most wanted.
Industries Most Wanted. And today, look at this beauty I got with me today. Blind Beauty herself. How you doing, sweetheart?
Hello.
How you doing today?
I'm doing wonderful. How are you?
I'm doing just fine. Thank you. We're going into alter ego right now.
Yeah, exactly.
Definitely. Well, we definitely got a lot to talk about, so we're going to just dive right on in. I want to first take it back a little bit to growing up, so people understand you, Jerry. You grew up in Dover, Delaware.
Mm-hmm. So I was, let me just kind of spell it out here because it's okay. So I was born in Jersey, East Orange, New Jersey. And I spent actually some of my life here, 400 Fairburn Road, Zone 4, Atlanta 30331. So I went to elementary school here, and then we moved to Philadelphia, and I finished my high school year in college in Delaware. So I guess you can say Delaware kind of shaped me. That's where I found music and everything. So
okay. That's actually what I really wanted to dive into. How did growing up, in multiple places, a couple different spots, really shape you to want to start pursuing music?
So my mom, shout out to Tanya, Mama Beauty. So she works in the OR as a surgical tech. So she did a lot of travel work. So, which is why we moved to different places. So I did not find music until Delaware. So Delaware would be the birthing place of anything creative for me. So living in other states, I didn't really do anything creative or music until I got to Delaware. So, and that's also where I lost my sight. So that's where it started, really. So living in places did not affect, I guess, my musical journey, but Delaware, that was the stomping grounds for sure.
Understood. And you just mentioned that you lost your vision during that time. You said you were about 17?
Yep, 17.
Talk to us a little bit about that, for people who don't understand what it would be like to live 17 years of your life, being able to see, and now your vision is gone. What happened?
Well, it was my senior year. I'd never been sick before, and I was working at McDonald's.
Shout out to Mickey D's.
Shout out to Mickey D's. This is not sponsored
at all. Y'all better cut the check.
No, so I was working at McDonald's, and I worked at the front, and so I would, the screen at the front, you're taking people's orders. My eyes started to get very blurry, and I didn't know why. I'm like, maybe something's going on with my glasses prescription. And then my mom was like, well, you have a scheduled appointment anyway. So when we went, they looked and they saw that my optic nerve was swollen. So I'd never been sick before. Blindness is not hereditary in my family, so we were transferred to another neurologist that basically told me I had pseudotumor cerebri, which is the swelling of the optic nerve. So it's not a tumor in my brain, but the nerve damage, it behaves like a cancer. So cancer can cause a lot of things like sight loss, a lot of hair loss, so many different things. So, I guess that's chemo. But long story short, I just started getting really bad headaches. And from that first doctor's appointment, in about 6 to 8 weeks, it started getting blurrier and blurrier for me. So I had to really learn how to be a person without being able to see, because I'd never been sick. I was a cheerleader. I was so involved. So, I mean, I had to learn how to live life again.
Wow. I commend you for that, because I can't even say that, I can imagine, because I can't imagine.
Yeah.
I could not imagine what it would be like to, within a fairly short amount of time, go from being able to see to, like you said, it got blurry. And I mentioned to you that I have another artist I work with. He went through something similar. He said he started out with getting really bad, headaches.
Yes.
And then he woke up one day and everything was very blurry, and it just continued to go worse. And within weeks he was blind. And I'm like, And honestly, I'll be honest with you. I've known quite a few blind people in my life, and something I had never asked just because I didn't know if it was too personal, but I asked him because I felt comfortable with him. I said, what is it that you see? And he explained for him, it's almost like the old school TVs that had like the fuzz, like the black and white fuzz. He said that's kind of what he sees.
So when I explain it to people, I always give something that they could kind of put their shoes into that's like similar. So like if you've ever had to use the bathroom in the middle of the night and you don't immediately turn on the light because you're like half asleep. So when you wake up, your eyes adjust in the darkness.
Yes.
So you can see what's around you, but because it's dark, like if you have something on the floor or whatever, you're still going to bump into things because you're in the dark.
Yeah.
So for me, it's like when you wake up in the middle of the night and your eyes adjust, that's what it's like for me. So I can see shadows, silhouettes, contrast of colors and things like that. So.
I would imagine, I guess it could be different for different people based upon the condition and you know, exactly whether they were born blind or went blind at later in life. You know, through this transition, I'm the type of person that, as crazy as it may sound, I always try to pull a positive out. I feel like it's so important. We have to focus on the positive. What would you say would be a positive attribute from this entire situation?
A lot. I think that, so I was very sheltered, and so I was very afraid of my mama. My mother is Indian and Jamaican. Our family hails from India and Jamaica. And if you know anything about West Indian people, like they don't play. So I was really sheltered. So I think that once I was really good in school, once I would have went to college, I feel like I probably would have went wild. Really. So I feel like me losing my sight it slowed me down. So that was a positive. And then of course I fell in love with writing. So that was just kind of an outlet for me, because if I didn't fall in love with writing, I wouldn't be sitting here with you. I would have never met DJ Envy. I would have never worked with DJ Envy. I would have never met Cal Williams. Like there's so many things that I think everything happens for a reason. And a lot of people ask me, well, do you want to get your sight back? And is there a possible way? And I tell people scientifically, just the way the peripheral and central nervous system is set up, they don't have any medicine that can change it. But if it's up to God, then I will see again. But like, this happened for a reason. Like, I'm here to show the world that blind people are not other.
Yes.
So
I agree.
Yeah.
Did it at all enhance or change any of your other senses? Because we historically hear that. A lot. Is there any truth to that?
Well, I mean, if I didn't listen to music so loud, I could probably hear better. But because off to the left is my engineer Rocco. Shout out young Rocco, PLD, you know, everybody knows.
In the building?
In the building. So he always says I'm deaf. So like I'm a double disability.
I know. She a double D, y'all.
So, you know, well,
I mean, she that too now.
Well, so I think that people say that so much, but you have to just think it's not a matter of it getting better. But if you're having to focus on hearing because you cannot see, of course you're going to fine tune those other senses. I think for me, it was more of a spiritual thing. Like my discernment got really good.
Yes.
I always, I feel like God always gave me the ability to just sense things or know things because I dream and things like that. So when I lost my sight, I was able to really tap into a different level spiritually. I just know things. And sometimes people are like, well, that's just great. Not all the time. It's not fun knowing things before it happens.
Yeah.
So your senses can change, but I wouldn't know because my hearing is not the greatest.
Mine isn't either. I definitely know it's not because I just probably from all them years of listening to loud music.
Yeah. My mom always says like, you need to you're going to go deaf one day. Right. You're going to go deaf one day. Well, I think we're approaching.
Yeah, absolutely. Especially as I know you're younger than me, but as we age, boy, everything starts going downhill.
Yeah.
But you're absolutely right. It's like what we focus on, we can enhance that. And
yes,
perfect example. When I was at the gym yesterday, I was talking to one of the trainers there, and I was just telling him that I've been working on more of my core strength. And I said, it kind of hurts my lower back a little bit. And he said, that's because you're not focusing on using your core when you're actually
lifting with your back.
Exactly.
Yeah.
He said, but focus completely on using your core, and that back pain's going to go away. So like you said, it'll almost feel stronger, and it's not necessarily stronger. We're focused on
focus.
It. Yeah.
Can you focus on me? Yeah.
I know that's right. Most definitely. So moving to Atlanta.
Yes.
And being out here now, you're out here full time, correct?
So allegedly I'm out here full time. Not really. So I'm trying to purchase a home here. So some things happened and I went back to Delaware for a little bit. But I'm here really often. So the next step is to purchase a home here, but I'll be here a lot often. So yeah.
Do you feel like being in Atlanta is better for your music career?
I don't know. Because I think I've experienced different stepping stones in different places. Like for example, tomorrow I will be am I allowed to say that?
Yeah, of course.
I don't know how to say that. I'll be on set with some pioneers in the Atlanta scene, let's just say that.
That's beautiful. Okay. They gotta wait and see.
Yeah, I don't know if I should I say that, Rocky? Should I say it? Should I say what I'm doing
because
tomorrow?
by the time this interview comes out, it'll already be past tomorrow because the interview won't be out till next week. So go ahead and say it, girl. Spill the beans.
Yeah, so I'll be on set with Waka. Waka Flocka tomorrow. So my brother, shout out to 730 Vision. So he is huge in the videography scene, directing and stuff like that. So he always tells me like anytime you're in town, you just need to call me. And so when I got here yesterday, I called him. I was supposed to go to an event. I think it's with Purple Room or some podcast.
The Purple Shell.
Yeah, I was supposed to pull up to that, but we were at the studio so late, I didn't get to go. So he was like, just pull up on a Sunday. So I think that different places have given me different opportunities, but I think Atlanta has so much. So I think that if I was here full time and actually making a bigger effort to network, I would be a lot further.
I agree. I feel like as an artist, it's definitely more beneficial to be in a city like Atlanta where there's a ton of opportunities versus with what I do. I feel like if I was in a city that there wasn't so many people doing what I do, it would be a bigger opportunity, if that makes sense. That's why eventually I do want to move back home because I came here to build my business and my brand. But back home, there's not a lot of people doing what I do. But yet
what's back home? Where's home?
Tampa, Florida.
Oh, Tampa. Yeah. Mystic.
I'm from
that makes sense.
Y'all clog that.
Clog that. Don't have on a watch. It's a Cuban link. It's okay.
But but there's a ton of artists out there. You know? So I'm like, I feel like, for what I do, going to a place where there's a lot of artists but not a lot of podcasts.
Right.
There's a ton of them out here in Atlanta now, which is cool. I respect everybody's hustle. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like as an artist, it's definitely going to enhance what you have going on because there's so many different platforms that you can get involved with.
Yeah. And I definitely wanted to start doing more podcasts and things like that because I think people need to understand like music is very saturated. So I am not just an artist, like I'm a writer. So I've written different things like jingles, etc. But I feel like people are so inundated with music and check my stuff out, bro. Like I'm really dope, fun. Like follow me on Instagram. Like people get so sick of that. So you have to introduce people to your personality and make them fall in love with you. And then you can kind of sneak in the things that you want to do in there and like, by the way, do this. So I want to do more podcasts for sure.
Y'all better take heed to what she just said because she is not lying.
Yeah, a lot of people do that. Check out my SoundCloud and my Apple Music.
But even a lot of times they don't even do that. They just simply dump a link. They don't introduce themselves.
Yeah,
hey,
nobody
how
cares.
You do? I'm like, bro, you ain't got no manners. Delete.
Nobody cares.
No, they don't care.
Newsflash, nobody cares about your music, especially some of you are really not that great. So you're going to have to make people fall in love with you because there's a lot of music that's not great, but there's artists that I don't listen to them on a regular, but I love their personality and how they introduce themselves. So it's just like, for example, Popeyes. Popeyes has so many different things. And Nicki Minaj said this. She's like, you have to make people fall in love with the brand because let's say, Popeyes runs out of chicken one day. But because I love Popeyes, I'm going to still go in there and I might get a fry and a drink because I like Popeyes, the brand.
Yes.
Don't just try to, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know if that makes sense.
No, it makes perfect sense. And I feel like you should also, no matter how big you get, never feel like you're too big to introduce yourself, you know.
Yes.
Perfect example. I had seen a video with Taylor Swift, and she was at a children's hospital for kids who have cancer and stuff, and every room she walked into, she introduced herself, even though everybody knew who she was.
Right.
And I just, to me, that shows so much respect for her. You know, like, I feel like don't ever get away from doing that.
Yeah. Yeah.
100%. So let's talk about this current single called Frankenstein.
Yeah.
That title. I feel like you gotta have a dope title, because that's the first thing that's gonna draw people in, you know, because like, okay, she got a song called Frankenstein. What's this joint about? What's the concept behind it?
So, okay, sorry, I had a malfunction. Sorry, okay, yeah. So Frankenstein, so Frankenstein is basically about being in a relationship, and this can be interchangeable. This is not a bashing song, but obviously I'm a woman, so it's from my perspective. So if you're in a relationship with somebody and so many different things are happening and you are getting the short end of the stick, and the moment you do a little bit of what they do, you are a monster. So it's like, you made me into this monster, Dr. Frankenstein. I am your protege. Like, that's pretty much what it's about. Yeah. I
can absolutely relate, because I feel like I always end up dealing with a narcissist, someone that they're always right and I'm always wrong. And I take accountability for my faults. But it's like, when you point that out to them, like you said, perhaps, how
dare you?
Yeah, I learned this trait from you. You know, but I'm sure men deal with it from women too. So we're not bashing the fellas, but it's just a reality. That's the way it is. Definitely. Is there an official visual for the record yet?
So there is not an official visual for it yet. So Frankenstein was put out, I believe it was last year. So, but this is one of the most streamed, so we're re-pushing it again. Yes. So, you know, the more traction it comes, you know, the more steam it picks up prayerfully, then we'll do a visual. So yeah,
I'm glad that you mentioned that you're re-pushing it, because I feel like we can do that with everything, because there are people every day who are just discovering who you are. Right.
Nobody don't know who you are.
So it's like, if they didn't hear it when it originally come out, re-push it or continue to push it. Yeah. Just like content. Whatever I posted a year ago, I might want to recycle it and post it again, because let's be realistic. Ain't nobody scrolling through 1,000 posts to go see what you posted. You know, like, it's just not happening. Right. That's a great piece of advice for any artists out there. You know, like, reshare it, reinvigorate it, whatever it is that you need to do when it's getting a lot of traction that way.
Especially indie artists, because I say this with all due respect, nobody knows you. Yes. So the first time they hear it will be the first time they hear it. Yes. Okay. You might have 120 views on that, but you can do it again and again. And so, and if you want to look at bigger artists, some songs, like for example, Lizzo, her song Truth Hurts, she put that song out like 2 years prior and it just picked up steam. LMA, Boot Up, she put that out forever ago and it took a while to catch. And those are hits. Yes. So, you know, for you to think that every song that you put out, I put out a single, then I put out another one, that's great. But you didn't really push, you didn't do anything with it. So
right. And let's be honest, the way the algorithms work, not everybody sees your content. I think it's like less than 10% of your followers see it. So why would you not want to post it multiple times and at different times of the day, different days of the week? You know, not everybody's always online at the same time. Yeah. Recycle that content.
Recycle, reuse, recycle, repeat.
So let's talk about your project 3 a.m.
Sure.
That to me speaks personal, that title. You know, 3 a.m., that's kind of a personal time, right? What was the message that you were looking to deliver through that project?
Let me be real honest. That title don't got nothing to do with nothing. There's 3 songs. So I called it 3 a.m. That's it. There's no whimsical, magical, backdoor Narnia. Like it's 3 songs. That's it.
So 3-piece.
Yep, 3-piece. Yeah, with fries and hot sauce from JJ's for sure.
But I love the fact that you did a 3-piece, because like you said, you know, a lot of these artists will try to put out a 20-piece.
Yes, and we don't know you.
Nobody wants to hear 20 songs from an artist they don't know.
Yes.
I don't want to hear 20 songs from an artist that I do know. Let's just keep it G. You know, I might pick out a few off the project and favorite those and keep it moving.
And that's it, and that's all. Like, I don't care. Like,
so you're mainly focused on putting singles out right now?
For sure. For sure.
I think that's the way to go. Like you said, once you really get your name out there, like singles are easier to push versus an entire project.
Yeah. And I think maybe we should name this like Nobody Knows You, because nobody knows you yet. You know what I mean? So it's like, why are you putting out all of that? Especially, I have so much music. I have albums and albums of music, but nobody knows me. And then also, because I'm a writer, who knows, like an opportunity may have me go into my vault and use a song for another artist and tweak it and give it to them. So if I put out everything, it's like, no artist really that doesn't want to know people to know they have like a ghostwriter. They don't want to see that you put that song out.
Yes.
So it's just like, if you're starting or whatever, like just one at a time, just see how it does. Frankenstein has been out for so long, but it is the most streamed. So we're like, okay, every person in this universal, guys like the song, which is interesting because it's like, the content, but they like how it feels. So it's just, nobody knows you.
Absolutely. And I feel like, again, putting out one song at a time, you have a better chance of more people actually taking a time to listen to it versus like, dang, I got 10 songs to go through. Because people will send me their album and then like 2 days later or 24 hours later, did you listen to it yet? No.
Why would I listen to that?
I'm just like, bruh, like
why would I do that?
I'm busy and I don't even know you. Like, I might give a single a listen, but to be honest, if I don't know you and you look like you ain't having no motion, I'm not listening to your whole project.
And let me say, can I ask you a question?
Yes.
What do you think of Frankenstein?
I love the record. And I'm so glad that you...
Hello. Do you like the record for real?
No, I don't like it. I love it. Because I told you it's
I want you to be honest with me. Give me constructive criticism. Like, if you don't like it, like, what could have I done better? Like,
one thing about me is I get called mean sometimes because I appreciate that. I'm brutally honest.
I appreciate that.
I had a young lady, and I'm being nice when I call her a young lady because she called me a bitch because she sent me a song and she wanted.
Why did she call you a bitch?
I'm about to tell you real quick. So she sent me a song, and it was probably one of the worst songs I've ever heard. Not only how she recorded it, but how she delivered it too. I could hear her smoke detector chirping in the background through the whole song. It sounded like she recorded it on like a 1980 banged up microphone with a windstorm in the tough crowd. So, and I professionally gave her critique.
The truth,
and she was like, I engineered it myself. I'm thinking, bitch, I can tell. And then she's like, bitch, good luck to you. And she cussed me out. You know what I'm saying? And I'm just like, a lot of these artists can't handle that. And if you can't handle it, you in the wrong business.
You're in the wrong business.
Go hire Rocky to get your music right.
No, seriously. No, genuinely. Follow him on Instagram at youngrock_0_. But yeah, so I don't know. I feel like you can't get better if nobody tells you the truth.
I agree.
Because artists, especially when you've done it for a little bit, we think every song is just hot. Like, yo, you ain't hear this yet. Like, yo, bro, let me tell you, they gonna pick this up. No, it's not. It's okay. It's mid, really. So it's good to have people that are gonna be honest with you.
And I feel like too, when you make relatable music like you did, that's when you're going to draw your most authentic, organic fan base, because people can truly relate to what you're saying.
Yeah.
And like you said, the men feeling it too. That's a beautiful thing.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah.
So one of your biggest accomplishments is creating jingles for DJ Envy's podcast. Let's talk about that. Congratulations on that.
Thank you.
You got the voice for it.
Thank you.
You got the voice for it. What was that experience like for you?
Well, so once upon a time, not long ago, not really. So I used to always call into the Breakfast Club. And so the first time I called about music, they were like, oh, let us hear something. And I did this verse, and Charlamagne said, you need to keep your day job. And I said, okay, that's fine.
Charlamagne ain't never got nothing nice to say.
I said, that's fine. It's no worries. It's fine. You just broke my heart. Maybe I should. Okay. So, and I just kept writing. Because I was in the beginning of my writing stages. So, then I was working with this guy at the time, and he was like, and he had a relationship with them as well. And, we would both call up there. So he kind of got in a little bit closer with them, and he was like, yo, you know, such and such has a podcast. You should just try to like pitch a jingle to him. Like just write a bunch of jingles for everybody up there. Charlamagne has a podcast, Brilliant Idiots at the time. Yee was there, Lip Service, and DJ Envy's the Casey Crew with his wife. So I was like, okay, cool. So I did the jingle. We sent it to him. And he responded, and he was like, you know, we love it. You know, we love it so much. And at the time, Envy was going to be doing some type of reality show or with his family. Because, you know, Joe, he got 6 kids, Joe. So, you know, just like a family dynamic or whatever, like type of show. And he was like, this is like, I don't know if I want to use this for the podcast because this is more of like a Cosby like theme song. So I was like, okay, like, a year or two went by, it never was used. And then I saw a post that I was tagged in, and it was the announcement of their 6th baby. And the music was on there, and I was just like, oh my God, he used it. And that was just on an Instagram post. Then a year, maybe I think it was 2024, at the top of 2024, at the end of 2023, I think, I found out that he was using it officially as his intro for the podcast. So, and that's just like a little key tell is like, I wasn't paid for that. And so in this industry, when you're doing things, everything does not have a paycheck attached to it.
Correct.
So, you know, you just have to take opportunities. But because of my ability to write, he came back and he wanted something else. And I did another jingle, and he listened to it. He liked it, but he didn't use it. Then they came back again and was like, hey, we need some jingles for segments on the podcast, and this is what we're looking for. And I wrote them, and he ended up paying me for it. I wasn't asking. I'm like, hey, look, if my voice can be heard on your podcast, like that's payment for me. But he paid me, and he paid me handsomely. So he was the first person in this industry that gave me an opportunity with my writing. And so that relationship was just cultivated. Like I was just a caller of the Breakfast Club. And then so by the time I met them, I had already been doing things for him. I had already did a jingle for him or whatever. So, you know, it was really a blessing because imagine listening to the Breakfast Club all the time.
Yeah.
And you're like, I want to be there. And then you get to see a Cash App or a Zelle from this man that you've been listening to. Well, it's from his assistant, of course. But like you know what I mean? You get to see that in your phone, and you get to hear yourself on their content. So it's a blessing, man. It's, you know, sometimes I feel like I've not done enough, but I have to like be like retrospect or reflective and just be like, you always called there, and that was something that you did. And if he found value in it, you know, somebody else will too. So.
Absolutely. You have to shoot your shot.
Yeah, for sure.
You know, Wayne Gretzky said, if you miss 100% of the shots, you don't take. And that's the biggest facts ever, because what's the worst that could happen? They tell you no.
That's it.
You don't hear back from them. Cool. You keep it moving.
Yeah.
But because you put that out there to the universe, look what happened.
Yeah.
And something else I wanted to point out that you said too, that I couldn't agree with more, is not every situation has to be a paid situation, because that exposure can be priceless. You know, there's priceless. A lot of opportunities where I'll go out and provide media, and I don't ask for nothing, because I'm like, I know I'm going to meet people there who I'm going to do business with later down the road. It's good exposure for the brand. Yeah. Same thing for you. It's good exposure for your brand as well.
Yeah.
So is that something you're still actively doing, is writing jingles, or you're open to it?
Of course. Yeah. Of course. I am a writer through and through. So if you need a jingle,
I do.
Tampa, I can do that for you.
You know, it's funny because I had one
on the house. You know,
back in the day, somebody had wrote one for me a long time ago, and you know, everybody calls me TampaMystic, but he did one. It was super dope. He did it to the Tony Montana beat, but he was like Tampa Montana, and it was so fire. But then of course it kind of got outdated, and I've had multiple people tell me, "We gonna do one for you." It's never happens. Okay, well, we'll talk off air. That would be beautiful. I could do that for you. Yes, and I want a female too, because I had to do it before. I need a female voice on there. Yeah, and then we need to make sure that the beat is created by Rocco. He's also a producer. Absolutely. So that way it's in house, so we don't have to worry about any type of 100%. Absolutely, we got people who got their business together. For sure. For sure. So can you tell us more about the time that you had on set with Cat Williams? Okay. How was that? So
So, oh my God. Let me tell you again, once again, it's just like opportunities that happen. Don't have no money attached to it. Like if somebody tell you to pull up and you trust them, pull up. Like, so my brother, I saw my brother, I never look at his stories. Mind you, I can't see them, but like I never watch people's stories. But I looked at his story, and this is the same brother here in Atlanta that's in the scene of directing and things like that. So he was talking about he was in Philly. So I called him and I said, "Man, I understand why you never called me until you say you're there in Philly and you never called me." Which means I don't understand why you didn't tell me you were in Philly and you didn't call me. And he was like, "What you talking about? You're up north?" I was like, "Yeah." And he was like, "Yeah, well, I'm gonna be on set tomorrow in Jersey. If you can find your way to Jersey, I got you." And he was like, "Yeah, you can be on set and everything." I said, "Oh, cool." I was like, "I'm so proud of you." And I was like, "Who are you filming for?" And he said, "Cat Williams." And I said, and mind you, Cat is like my favorite, hands down, like my favorite comedian of all time. So I was like, "Oh, okay, say less. I'm gonna figure it out." And he was like, "Yeah, you can meet him, you can be on set, you can network, whatever." So I'm like, okay, cool. This was just supposed to be behind the scenes. This was not like a gig, or he was just like, "This is my little sister, you can come." And I'm like, okay, fine. So I went and I'm on set, and I always make sure I try to bring outfits with me anywhere I go, because baby, you can slide me in anywhere. Like, so I'm sitting on set, and one of the directors come over and was like, "Yeah, we need more people for background and stuff like that." I was like, "Okay," like not talking to me, but I'm just listening to everything, which is so freaking cool. If you've ever been on set, like rolling camera, like the behind the scenes is so fire. Mind you, I can't see it, but to just hear the production of it all is awesome.
Yeah.
So one of the guys that I had met the night before, he was like, "Yeah, I'm gonna make sure they put you right next to Kat." And I said, "Baby, you don't have to tell me twice. Like, where do you want me to sit?" So I actually was able to be a part of his production. I'm not sure when that's supposed to be coming out, but I was sitting right across from him, and he is he is a beautiful soul. So many people have said so many things just because of what they see in the media, but this man, he is humble from my experience.
Yes.
He is so humble, so funny. And so I had on glasses, of course, and he was like, "I just want to thank you for the reflection off of your glasses." I was like, "You're welcome." I don't know what for. I said, "I've been watching you since I was 17. And he was like, "Oh, okay." And so he's talking to me. So after the shot is done, he comes over to the side of me. He was like, "Hey, it's Kat. I just want to let you know that, you may have to sign some paperwork for what you just, witnessed here. And you can tell everybody that you saw it all. You saw everything here." Trying to be funny. I was like,
no, he didn't.
but it was so like, he wasn't trying to be mean. He was so gracious.
Yeah.
And, of course, with filming, there are so many different locations we had to go to. And it took forever. And of course, I don't care. Because, baby, anywhere you want to slide me in and I'm on camera, like, I don't care. And he was just like, "I'm sorry it took so long." He was just such a gracious guy. Like, he really is a beautiful soul. And I was very blessed to meet him.
Absolutely.
Very blessed to meet him.
I feel like we have to make our own decisions on people, because like you said, the media
Yes.
portrays some people to be such a
Yes.
monster or a bad person or a weird person, and it's like the media, of course the media is going to be like that. You know what I'm saying? The media just loves to throw shade at people. That's their job, I feel like. You know what I'm saying? And I'm glad that you were able to experience the real side of him.
Yes, he was, bruh. Like, when I tell you, hilarious. And I was like, I'm like, why am I fanning out like this is Drake? You know what I mean? Like, why am I I'm fangirling inside, of course, because it never gave press. But I was just like, oh my God, like, I'm hearing him talk. I'm like, this is like, I am a boy, Damon. Like, this is him. Crazy. Yeah.
So that should be coming soon.
Yeah, so I actually talked to one of the people that were on set, and I was just like, when is that supposed to be coming out?
Yeah.
And I guess the filming for that is not done. Of course, I'm not able to say what it is and what it's for, but yeah, I'm not sure. I don't have the dates on that, especially because like I wasn't like an official person. Like, they just was like, "We want you to be in it," and I was.
That's dope.
Yeah.
Listen, I feel like any opportunity like that really aligns with where you want to be, you know, in your career, you have to take those opportunities.
Yeah, take that.
Take that.
No diddy. Yeah.
Because the chances of it circling back around,
I have no idea.
It may never come back again. So it's like, if that means you got to rearrange your schedule a little bit to make it happen, that's what you need to do.
Rocky was actually the one that drove me up to Atlantic City.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's super dope. Listen, you got to have people that are ride or die for you, literally.
Yeah, he's my best friend.
Oh, isn't that mushy?
Best friends forever. Ding.
So you mentioned how society struggles to see people with disabilities as sensual or sexual beings. Let's dive into that a little bit.
Sure.
How important is it for you to challenge or change those perceptions through your music, through your story?
I think it's really important just because we all want love ultimately.
Yeah.
And so, of course, the topic is sexuality and being sensual. But the base of that is wanting love. So, of course, sex is a topic that is salacious. So, when people ask me, like, because I had a child, my son Jax, he passed away in 2021. So one of the things that people always would ask people around me, they would never ask me because they would feel like they would offend me, which nothing offends me. Like, I'm an artist, like, I'm gonna be writing a book soon as well called I Should Have Died. And so I say that, I know that was like really heavy. It's okay. It's all right. Just we're okay. But yeah, so we want love. So people would ask, like, so how did she get pregnant? And I'm like,
what?
I opened my legs.
Are you what?
And I had the sex.
Peen
went into vagina. That's how it happened. So people are like, they don't understand. So if they can't even understand how a blind person would have sex, their mind is even more warped about how a blind person could be in a loving relationship as well, and how somebody could be attracted to me or want to be with me. Or so it's just like, people ultimately want love regardless of what's going on with them. Even people with intellectual disabilities, they want love. Like, their body is different and they may not have like the ability to understand some things, but they're still men and women. They still have vaginas and penises that get erect, that get like, they're still human. So I just want people to understand that everybody wants to be loved. So that's the message. Like, obviously, the door into the conversation is talking about sex and sensuality, but the baseline of it is like, we all want to be loved. Like, we want to feel something. So
I'm almost speechless with that people could be so stupid and corny
or ignorant. Like, just lack of knowledge,
bruh.
Really. Like, how did you get pregnant? Well, I bent over like the chair, actually.
Yeah, do you want me to break it down for you? Like, he bent me over. I had my leg up in the air, like
hand on frontal, leg up.
Like,
yeah,
bruh. But I wonder how people like that who ask them questions function in society every day.
Yeah,
like, it's crazy to me.
Yeah, and I think it's okay to ask, like, what is it like dating as a blind person? What is it like for you?
Of course.
But to ask how I got pregnant, babes.
All my girly parts still work. Okay.
They work really well.
Like, it's crazy to me.
Push the baby out and everything. It works. I tested it out. It works.
Probably works better than yours, you dumbass.
Like, on my mama.
Man, that is
on
crazy.
My mama.
I'm sure you probably deal with some crazy, dumb, weird, off the wall. Yeah.
Can I share something real quick?
Yeah.
People are weird.
They are.
So when people have seen me on the Breakfast Club or heard me, they follow you. And so I had this one guy, he wanted to have me pay him to send him pictures of my body. And I just was talking to him. I was like, you know what? Okay, cool. Like, I need like 2 racks for like a picture that I was going to get off of Google. And he was like, well, what about $50? I said, what about I block you? Yeah, you're blocked. People are weird.
He super tried it.
I was like, pictures of me. I'm like, hello? I don't even know if you attractive.
Well,
like, you might be ugly for real.
And even if he's not, I just like...
Yeah, it was rude. It was rude.
I had someone hit me recently and they asked me if I would send them pictures of my feet. And I'm just like...
The feet people. Like, people be selling their feet.
I'm just like, bruh...
You got pretty feet, huh?
I do have pretty feet.
Me too.
But I instantly blocked him. I didn't respond. Like,
I wanted to play with him because, okay, so I do content as well. So like, that was like
send
a
him
content
some
piece.
ugly feet.
Yeah. That was a content piece for me to just talk about like what goes on in the DM.
If I get it again, I'm gonna forward them over to you.
No, No, for sure. I'll definitely Google some feet for him. For sure. I got you. I will Google it for free and you can pay me for
some
sure.
gnarly feet, boy.
For sure. Like if that makes you like sexy and everything like that. Yeah.
So beyond music, you're also like, of course you mentioned you're pursuing writing, public speaking,
of course,
voice acting.
Of course.
Which of these areas excite you the most right now?
Right now, so as I mentioned, I want to get more into bringing my personality to different platforms. So it would just be using my voice.
Yeah.
Going to platforms. Writing is going to always be a thing because I think that that's a gift that God gave me. But just really just networking. Like for example, coming onto your podcast, another one that I wanted to go on that I did talk to was actually Carisha the Diva here in Atlanta.
Shout out to Carisha.
Yeah. So I talked to her and hopefully like I can like set up something with her. So really just using my voice acting. I think I'm quite animated, don't you think? I think so.
I agree, and I love it.
I think so. I think I'm a little animated. So yeah, definitely using my voice and just putting myself out there in different realms. So the public speaking, I think that will come more when my book is finished. Just to encourage people. So I think there's so many facets. So hopefully my personality, my music and talent can open the door and give spaces to other things I want to do. But if I had to think of something, it would be using my voice on platforms like this.
Have you thought about starting your own podcast?
Well, I kind of started one and it was called The Breakdown. And it was basically just me breaking down different things in the media. And I reacted to different things like music because I am an artist and a writer and I've been paid for my work. So I think I'm a little bit of a professional.
Yeah.
So, just reacting to songs and giving my opinion. So I want to start that back up again. So, but of course I want to get immersed for people to know who I am as well.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
But that could possibly be the thing that takes you up and through there. You never know.
Sure.
So
yeah.
She gonna spend a block on the podcast, y'all.
We gonna see. We gonna see.
And when can we anticipate this book you're talking about?
Okay, so the book I Was Supposed to Die. I know that sounds really grim, but I think that title, because I asked ChatGPT and it said it was a good title. So that's how you know. But no, ChatGPT, I had a couple of different titles and I Was Supposed to Die. It just basically is like all of the things I've experienced and have triumphed with prayer and God and a support system. I wasn't supposed to make it out of it. And so I do not have a date. I'm hoping for the end of next year, but hopefully in between that time, I'm able to make some more marks on the world so that in the book, it's not just about these things that I'm done that I've told you about here. I would have had some more goals reached. So
absolutely. And I feel like having that type of title kind of goes back to what I was saying about Frankenstein.
Yeah.
Out the gate, a title is what's going to draw people in.
Yeah.
I'm going to want to pick up this book and read it just off of the title. If I don't know you, I don't know what it's about. I'm intrigued off of the title. So great job on that.
Yeah. And it's copywritten. So
and you could have an audiobook with your voice.
That would be fire.
Yes. I feel like that would be beautiful because I'll be honest, there's oftentimes I don't necessarily have the attention span to sit down and read it, but I'll listen to it when I'm driving.
Yeah.
So have an audio book version because you have a dope voice.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's why you got to bring that podcast back.
Thank you. I appreciate that. I never thought about that. I'm thinking, there would be ways for me to do it. I would just have to section it off.
Yeah.
But that's an idea. Thank you for that. I'll put that in my back pocket.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So for any young artists, men, women out there that are also living with any type of disability, what advice would you give them about staying resilient and pursuing their passion, through any challenges they may face?
Be realistic. Because the percentage of people making it in this industry is very small.
Yes.
So if you're passionate about it, do it and do it at a high level. Do what you can. Try to budget what you can because this is not a broke bitch sport. You have to invest in yourself. So invest in yourself, but be very realistic because you may not make it. So in the meantime, while you're trying to make it, make sure you're stacking, your money, make sure you're taking care of yourself. But if you are passionate about it, keyword passionate, Okay. If you're passionate about it, do it to the best of your ability. Invest in yourself. Like Tampa was talking about Shorty that was recording in the bathroom and all that. Like, invest in yourself, get a good engineer. And that comes with time. Because you may not start out with somebody good, but invest in yourself, but be realistic.
Yes.
You may blow up tomorrow and somebody may never know you. What's the title of Nobody Knows You.
That's facts.
Yeah.
There are some songs out there that are so much bigger than the artist.
Yeah.
People know the song, but they have no clue who the artist is. And I feel like as an artist, you'd want people to know, hey, this is my piece of work.
Yeah.
Rather than associating it with someone else they think it may be.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Most definitely.
Be realistic.
What is the legacy that you're leaving with Blind Beauty, the artist? You know, what is that legacy that you're working on?
When you say legacy, can you elaborate? Exactly?
So, like, I feel like Michael Jackson left a legacy. Like, people know who he is through his music, through his skills of dancing, his stage presence. You know, the legacy that you're leaving, do you feel like you want to be impacted and known years and years from now as the artist, or is there other things that you want to be known for?
So if there was a legacy, it would be normalizing somebody like me.
There you go.
So even if you did not know who Blind Beauty was, you wouldn't be confused if you saw somebody like me. Like if you weren't super acquainted with my music, you'd be like, oh, okay, like I remember Blind Beauty, like she, like, you know, you won't be confused like, oh, so you're an artist. And you know, and also as a woman, because a lot of times people are like, oh yeah, you know, like Ray Charles and Stevie Wonder. No, baby, I'm not a man, I'm a woman. So my legacy would be to normalize people that are different being creative. And of course, there's so many talented people that have disabilities. But when I meet people, they're often bewildered and confused by me. So I just want people to normalize diversity, really.
I love it.
Really.
And she's beautiful. Her body is tea. Okay.
Thank you. Hello, Werden.
What can we anticipate very next from you?
Very next. So like I said, the book, I was supposed to die hopefully at the end of next year, but October-ish, I'm thinking the middle of October, I will be actually dropping a series called Blind Girl Gets a BBL. So, and it's basically a series that's just like going through my plastic surgery journey, and I lost a lot of weight, and people do not understand that, yes, the gym helps, it does, but when if you were very, very big, and my heaviest weight was 323 pounds. Oh, wow. And I'm 5'4". My platforms make me taller, but I'm a shorty. I was big, and so my skin elasticity wasn't great. So, you know, I got, you know, some work done, and so I just kind of go through that from the perspective of a blind person, which is, again, normalizing that I am just a girly that cares about my body and cares about how I look, and me being blind has nothing to do with that.
I absolutely agree with you. I feel like a lot of people who've never been in that situation that were overweight, you know, to the point where when you lose weight, like you said, you're going to have loose skin, and we can be somewhat self-conscious about that, you know, like, you know, let's just be realistic. And I feel like doing something to enhance that or help that, there's nothing wrong with that. You know, if that's what makes you feel better about yourself, go for it, because trust me, as we get older, it don't get any easier. It
doesn't. You have to work a lot harder. And so, you know, and also too, like with that series, it's just like, you have to be realistic. You know, you're not going to be able to get everything done at once. You may have to have more than one procedure or whatever, or, you know, so just be honest with yourself. Like, you know, I still have some things that I would like to be done, but I also am going to be back in the gym really soon as well, just tightening up my body even more. And then also to be safe. I didn't just go to a chop shop, baby.
Nah, facts, because there are women who go to the wrong place and end up losing their life or become, you know, ill or whatever. So do your research. First and foremost. Do your research, because I read a story online the other day that he was I guess just like a regular medical doctor, but he had a med spa and was doing procedures, and someone lost their life behind it. He wasn't even a board certified plastics. Exactly.
Okay.
So do your research, ladies, before you go out there and let anybody start touching you. And
I went out of the country, so I don't want you guys to think like doing research means stay in America.
No, that's facts.
Some of the surgeons, baby, in Colombia, in the DR, in Turkey, they will have the body tea.
Yes.
They'll have the body tea. You just have to do your research, and then also get healthy too. Like you can't be, and I know there's so many groups about like plus size plastic surgery, but the truth of the matter is like your BMI, like your health, it needs to be good, because if you try to get on the table and you're not healthy, it increases the risk. Like I lost over 80 pounds before I went to go do that.
Yes, absolutely. Because if you go in there and you've got high blood pressure and you've got, like you said, a ton of body fat, your body's in an unhealthy state. You have to work on that first. And I feel like we always need to be a work in progress with that anyway, because
for sure,
like I said, as we get older, as we age, especially us as women, our body goes through changes of life, and it becomes difficult.
Yes.
Start young. Don't wait till you
don't do it. And you know what it did? This journey, it made me value. So another thing I would say is just like, take care of your body the first time.
Yes.
Because had I not been reckless with my eating, had I not been like just not doing what I was supposed to do. And my mom, like I said, like she's from, India and Jamaica. Like, so she cooks good food, but I would eat out. Had I not done that, I wouldn't have got that big.
You are absolutely right.
I wouldn't have got that big. I wouldn't have had to go and get anything done.
And let's be honest, a lot of the stuff that we do in our 20s and 30s is how people end up in their 40s and 50s with diabetes and high blood pressure. It's not what you just did 6 months ago. It's what you did 15 years.
Time.
Yeah, and it's catching up to you. Anybody that wants to keep up with your journey, where can they follow you on your socials?
You can follow me at Blind Beauty Official, just how it's spelled. If you need help, get a dictionary. It's blind and then beauty and then official. And that's everywhere. But Blind Beauty Official everywhere, and on Apple Music and streaming platforms, it is Blind Beauty. Yeah.
Cat Williams, you might need to get her to do some stand-up with you.
I'm not that funny. Who
do you want to give thanks to that's really been supporting you and loving you through your journey?
Of course, I am grateful to God that has given me the mental capacity to continue, because this is an uphill battle and journey, and it's easy to want to quit. So, of course, just grateful to God, Christ, just for keeping me grounded and keeping me alive, really, first. And then, of course, my mother, Mama Beauty, my team, like I said, Rocco is here, Mizzo, Nose, and if I did not say your name, it's okay. I still love you. Shout out to my best friend Jasmine, my brothers, Phenom, Don, Malik, Ellis. So I have a wonderful support system.
I love it.
Yeah.
I got one last question for you.
For sure.
Okay, so we're live. Industry's Most Wanted.
For sure.
Wanted.
Tell everybody what makes you Blind Beauty the industry's most wanted.
Well, baby, let me just tell you. Okay, so do you like when I talk like this, or do you want me to talk differently?
No, I like when you talk like this.
You like when I talk like this? Okay, so basically, what makes me industry's most wanted is I am multifaceted, super down to earth. I'm easy to work with. If we have a job to get done, we can get it done. And I'm pretty.
She is pretty. You're beautiful.
Blind Beauty.
Absolutely. Thank you for being here today.
Of course. Thank you for having me.
We out of here, y'all.
Pleasure.
I cannot give you just a dose of your own